Hello, everybody, and welcome to the pre-show Moonbase 2 podcast with me, Andy. Decade Andy and Big D. Hello, Big D.
Hello.
It's another day of Titty returns, or will be a lot of Titans returns figures.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be doing Wave 1 and Wave 2, and that might cover us for today. We'll see, because they're repaints and slight retools. Funnily enough, they're figures from this era that are kind of like retooled a year ago and put out a year ago, which is kind of weird.
It was a little
10-year-old figures being pulled back out, and for one of them, horrible. Maybe should have just made a brand new mold.
I know, that's so weird to me that they're doing that. It's lazy.
It's laziness. Yeah. That's what it is. It's Hasbro being shitty Hasbro, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's not. Let's not waste our time. Let's just get into talking about Transformers. I'll play the music, and we can get straight to it if you like.
Excellent.
All right, music time, everybody.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decade Andy. We are talking about Titans Return, and there's only one person who I would shrink down and make into my head. It's Big D. Hello, Big D.
Hey, man. That's fun for the idea that we're a binary bonded pair.
Yes. Note, I would shrink you down, not I would grow in size. I'd make you a tiny person, a pocket-sized man who could become my head. So you wouldn't be pocket-sized. You'd have to be like toddler size, baby size, infinity baby size. Yeah, like a baby would be about the right size for a head.
I'm trying not to get too into it because discussions of how to compress a baby to form a head will probably get you put on a list somewhere.
No, there are ways,
and possibly get this podcast banned.
You've heard of origami, haven't you? That'll do. Origami, the art of folding, of course. But we're here to talk about the Deluxes this time, because we talked about the Legend scale figures last time. We got through all of those ones, which were, some of them were all right. Some of them are pretty cool. But not really meshing with what the gimmick of the line was, or at least the inherent idea of what Titans Return was going to be about. And
they were more of an adjacent element.
Yeah, there were an additional play feature, while the Deluxes and upwards were the main hoof, the Headmaster gimmick, as it was, of course, a wave or an entire line of Headmasters, for better and for sometimes maybe worse, or just confusion at some points.
It's an interesting line. Yeah. It has some really big highs, and then there are some moments where it's just like, man, they just needed a little more budget.
I'm not even sure that there are and oddly enough, it's some of the ones that we're going to be talking about today where you're like, I don't know, this is a Headmaster originally, so it should be better. And yet, for some reason, you kind of messed it up. But then there are ones like Preceptor, who we're not going to probably talk about today, who's actually pretty good. But why? Why is he a Headmaster?
Yep.
Why?
There are some interesting questions to be asked.
Yeah, because Preceptor wasn't like a recolor or a repaint. He was his own mold for some reason, and they went, Preceptor could be a Headmaster, I suppose. You're like, well, okay. Yeah, all right. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Now, one that kind of does make sort of sense if you squint your eyes a little bit. The first one we're going to be talking about today, which is Blur. Now, obviously, he's not a quote-unquote Headmaster, but because he was a Target Master, I could kind of let it go, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this line was a bit frustrating for that, because on the one hand, it was perfectly understandable that this was... I mean, we didn't think we were going to get them after this.
No.
We didn't think we were going to get them before this. I mean, Blur had last had a toy in 2011.
Yeah.
And that was
just a repaint.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
it
retool.
was nice,
Yeah.
but it was still. And this got announced, and honestly, as much for an IDW blur, this is actually pretty decent. It's a
See,
good, solid core.
I would say this works pretty well I'd say this works pretty well for G1 kind of version of Blur as well, just on the especially compared to the previous version, which was the redo of Drift. This is much more. Oh, but maybe not much more, but it's definitely more like you'd look at it and you go, "Oh yeah, I could see G1 Blur here." But
yeah, I mean, I didn't want to. I didn't want to kind of steal the thunder from the Takara repaint though, because that is.
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, because that blows this version out of the water. Because this one, as a base, it's not perfect. It's got issues here and there. We'll talk about it. But the big main issue with the figure is the paint job's fucking awful.
Oh yeah, the paint job is awful. It's all blues, and
not the right blues either.
No, and it's not the right blues, and even then the way it's distributed isn't how people think of Blur.
No.
With the vehicle mode, I think is pretty great. It's pretty spot on.
For the most part, yeah. It's got it's got a couple of issues, like the canopy doesn't go over the whole backside of the car, or even cover the seat, which again doesn't really make any real sense. That's a bit of an issue, and the hands are a little bit visible, even in vehicle mode. But apart from that, like you say, like this is perfectly good for like a Blur vehicle mode, I would say. Apart from those two kind of glaring things, and again, like you mentioned, the color distribution even on the vehicle mode isn't really great either, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's more of again, it's because everything's got that blue tint to it.
Yeah,
it just doesn't feel. It all just feels a little off.
And it's annoying because they do have the painted bits. There's like a grayish blue that's on more of the toy than the very, very light baby blue. But those two colors are barely on the figure at all. And then it's mostly just
they just don't translate to the robot at all.
It's a blue, and then for some reason, like a really dark blue on his shins for some reason, and that's it. Oh, and then he's got some silver above his toes with a red arrow pointing upwards for some reason.
And it's frustrating because it's actually, again, this is still before we were getting ankle tilts as a guarantee on figures, but it actually poses really nicely, this figure.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah. I mean, for all of that, you can see some visible hollowness, which is irksome, given in the forearms, the fact that the hands don't fold away. That makes it really frustrating that they're obviously hollow.
Yeah.
There's a little bit inside of the thighs, but not too egregious because they're quite sleek thighs anyway.
I guess you could argue like the hollowness is measurable to the hollowness of today's Transformers.
Yeah.
Not a good thing, but it is something to know, I suppose.
But it does pose like it. It's got a really nice waist swivel.
Yeah.
Shoulders are nice. It's got elbow and bicep swivels. It's got a pretty solid lineup of what you want, and quite a few posts to hold all the equipment. So the shield can go on the armor. He can hold it in his hand. The gun can do likewise. Excuse me.
If Big D dies.
I haven't talked this much in a while. It's weird. But I mean, a couple of the repaints of this mold I have, I've put the gun on one of the arm posts, and it looks pretty decent. It works.
The design of the gun's a bit weird, though, right? Because I can't remember what G1 Blur's gun looks like, but this looks way more like a null ray from Starscream for some reason.
It does more than a bit like a null ray, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a trend across a few of the Titans Return figures, that the guns don't always match up to what you think they should.
Yeah, it's an odd choice.
Yeah, and it's a shame because a decent G1 Blur laser rifle would have been a nice accessory, but it's so weird they do that. Some figures they kind of go all in on replicating classic look of the character's accessories. Others they don't, and sometimes it's because the figure's designed to be reused a lot. Blur's base figure it got a lot of use.
It did.
To put it mildly.
Yeah, definitely.
But
so other like fun notable things is the shield that you mentioned can be turned upside down and used as a like mini platform scooter car floaty thing.
I think is how they describe it. Which
yeah,
is,
that works.
Yeah,
which you can use on the Titan Master. It's like that's not a terrible idea. I mean, granted, you couldn't use Blur's headmaster because then Blur in robot mode wouldn't have a head. And it has to be in robot mode because otherwise the shield needs to be used as the nose cone, pointy bit,
otherwise
whatever.
The alt mode looks
it's incomplete,
very unfinished.
Yeah, exactly. But if you have like spare Titan Masters around, there's something for them to do. That's nice. I do like the actual Titan Master in head mode. They've got Blur's little antenna thing. And that's just like you grab it and you pull it up, and it's nothing too crazy, but it's like, oh, that's nice because that's kind of unique.
It's nice that it's fair.
Yeah, it's something different from some of the other Titan Masters, which are just you fold the legs down and plug them in, and that's it. Now, granted, this is only one extra step, but it is an extra step, so that's something. And the Titan Master actually has the paint on it in robot mode, but not much on the robot combined head mode. There's not much paint there, oddly enough.
Which is a shame because it is quite a nice looking head face design that they've given him.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's clearly Blur. It works.
It's not perfectly Blur, but like you say, you look at it and you can tell it's Blur. It's not G1 Blur completely accurate, but you're like, yeah, that's Blur, I guess. It's good enough. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Takara did kind of blow it out of the water with the Legends version because it's like, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, they actually colored it to be Blur, and you go, oh, this is what the figure's meant to look like. I wish I got this because I didn't get this mold at all, but when I saw this, I was like, if I was going to get this would be the version I'd get because it's just this is Blur 100%. Way better. Oh, yeah. It makes the mold look. It makes the mold shine a lot more.
It does. I mean, for white on the bottom of the legs is just the fact that they've gone for that nice deep navy blue and then with a contrast for baby blue work. It just feels more. I mean, the only criticism you could have is that perhaps the alt mode could have done with a little bit of that white on the nose cone, but
yeah, that's fair.
Everything else, I mean, the head looks more defined because there's more paint on the face plate, so you can tell, you can pick things out a bit more clearly, or it's more defined, you know. This is kind of everyone looks at us and went, oh, this is why Hasbro released everything first, otherwise people just go and buy the Takara stuff instead.
Yeah, the only issue with this is just the same mold issues where it would have been nice if Takara had changed the canopy just to actually cover the full car. You know, fair enough that they didn't do that. I get it. It's understandable, but yeah, if you want a Blur, LG25 Legends Blur is the one that you get from this line. You don't get the Hasbro version because the Hasbro version compared to this looks like a knockoff.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Hasbro versions of Blur Hot Rod and Cup, and I'm so glad they got Studio Series versions later on. Cause...
I've thought of a reason to get the Hasbro version. It's a good base for customs because there's next to no paint on it, so you can do whatever you want to.
That's a very good point. and you know what? With the Titan Master gimmick, you have so many heads to choose from.
That's true. Yeah, you could potentially get some interesting looking designs going. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, and if you go for stenciling as well, no, to fuck off. There's no way that they were like, oh, we're making it for stenciling and we're going to put no paint on it. That was more business, I'm sure, than anything else. Oh, he's a benefit to the Titans Legends version compared to the Studio Series. The Studio Series has those humongous arm kibble parts where
God,
the Legends
those-
one, and the Times Master one, the Times Return one does, but they're not nearly the same size. They're like half
Yeah.
or a third of the size. So this one looks a
I've
lot
never
sleeker.
understood how they went from the smaller, more elegant arm kibble of this design to what we got in the Studio Series version, which is just
It is odd.
like someone forgot to scale things down a little bit.
Yeah, it was an odd choice. But sorry, Axel Hedge has said something. Preceptor was obviously made a headmaster, so you could give him Windblade's head for the G1 geisha look. If that was the reason for putting Preceptor in the line as a headmaster, that would have been a really fucking weird reason. I understand where you're coming from with that logic, but that would be a very odd reason to be like, yeah, let's invest money into this. You know?
Yeah.
But maybe. I mean, I don't know how Hasbro works, especially around that time, so it could have been a thing. But that's not all for Blur, because the mold was retooled, or retweaked at least, to be Brainstorm as well. It had some mold tweaks and whatnot. There's a couple of versions. We'll look at the first Hasbro version, because there was one that came out a little bit afterwards as well. So the first Hasbro version... Is this the first Hasbro version? The one that has the IDW head? Yes, it is. Oh, but which one?
No, because
that's the
Voyager one
multi-pack.
for Generations. That's the IDW version from
Yeah,
2015.
I know that. I'm looking at the Titan's Return. It's like there's a multi-pack one, and then there was a deluxe class one. I'm guessing the deluxe class one came first, and then the multi-pack one came. Oh, release date 21st of July. It doesn't say when the other one came out. It says it was 2016, but not what month.
Oh, that's right, because they did. Yeah, because they released Brainstorm on his own, and he's also part of that Titan Force multi-pack the same year.
I was just talking about the deluxe figure, not even the Titan Master.
Weird.
So, I guess we'll go with this one. This one came out. This Brainstorm came out, and he was white, gray, and greenish blue, kind of like the toy colors version, I'd say, for him.
Yeah.
So mostly the same as Blur. What they changed were the arm kibble. So the little bits on the bottom of the forearms had been changed. He'd been given wings, 2 sets of wings on his shoulders, and then the big ones on the sides of his shoulders. His cockpit was the same, unfortunately, and then his Blur shield was changed to look more like Brainstorm's nose cone thing, which oddly enough has the Brainstorm guns sculpted into it, but you can't remove them from the gun, so he's still stuck with the Starscream gun that Big D mentioned, oddly enough.
Yeah, that is a bit of a shame, but at least it means that the shield looks properly like an offensive weapon when he's carrying it in robot mode, which is kind of fun.
It's just a shame because you're like, man, I'd prefer you could unpeg them and give him his 2 guns, because that's a Brainstorm thing. At least they kept the general look. It's not a terrible Brainstorm. It's just
a very G1 Brainstorm, is what it is.
Kind of. I mean, it's an attempt because it is the back of Blur.
Yeah.
And you can tell it is a Blur mold. It's not a terrible Blur mold, but for like... It's clearly Blur that's then been made into Brainstorm, which is weird because why wouldn't you make Brainstorm? It's a headmaster. Why wouldn't you make Brainstorm?
Brainstorm seems to be the headmaster that did it. Of the original 7 headmasters,
yeah,
he's the one who didn't get a unique sculpt to himself. He's the one who was a retool of someone else.
Do you think that was because not too long prior to this was the Voyager that we talked about? Do you think that might have been the reason? Because that would be unfortunate.
I think that was because I mean, that initial lineup of Wave 1, you had Blur, Hardhead, Scourge, and Skullmasher.
Mm-hmm.
You've got two members of the actual headmasters, and then 2 of the target masters of that same era.
Yeah.
And they kind of repeated the same, not so much with Wave 2, that was all headmasters. But it felt a bit like they wanted to try and mix things up a bit. So they gave us so they saved Brainstorm for down the line.
Yeah, they push him back as far as they could, really, I think.
Yeah.
And again, don't get me wrong. I don't think this is bad. I just think it's disappointing that it is a retool for Blur or from Blur.
Yeah, it is a bit of that, but the colors, the Brainstorm colors, it looks more interesting than the Hasbro version of Blur does, at least.
Yeah, it's definitely better looking than Blur, because Blur was one of the worst looking figures of the line. And then obviously in July, he was part of a big multi-pack of figures where they didn't do a huge amount different, but it's just like he's more in the lighter blue color now instead of the greeny blue color. So he's is he the same color?
He's got a bit more paint on the nose kind of assembly, so the gun barrels are painted, which is nice.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
I mean, I do like how that darker gray stands out.
Yes, because that's been his wings were more of the kind of creamy brown, and they've changed it to the gray, which matches his feet, the gun barrel tips, and his forearms.
Yeah, but then he's also missing some of the labeling that they had on for the surface of the wings. So
I think I still prefer this one. I'm guessing this is meant to be like toy color, right?
I think that's the intent. Yeah. The Titan Force box was a bit of a weird one, in fairness.
Yeah, it was an SDCC one, so
yeah,
they always get a bit odd. So there's that, and then there was let's talk about the retro headmasters, because that came out in 2020 when they redid them again for whatever reason.
Did that come before or after the Legends version?
Oh, this came way after, but we're going to talk about this just to get the American versions of them out of the way with. Like I said, these came out in 2020, where they just re-released the Autobot and Decepticons, I think?
Yeah, with the Takara heads, because the Takara one...
Takara had...
the Headmasters cartoon, the Headmasters had vastly different head sculpts, a lot of them, to the ones we were used to over here in the West. So their releases actually used those heads. They did new toolings for the faceplates, and if you wanted the Western heads, they actually did them as a separate pack over there, which was
that's kind of funny.
It's something that it's not an uncommon thing to see in that territory for their releases. They will often do bundles of smaller figures like that. So it works. And I mean, I can never get used to see Brainstorm without his faceplate.
It is odd. I don't mind, but especially in this color scheme, because the color scheme is not the Japanese color scheme, which again we'll get to. This is practically the same color scheme we just talked about. It's just missing, for some reason, the gray paint on the tips of the shield's gun barrels. But no reason, seemingly.
But it looks like the barrels from it looks like the very tips have got some black on the tips.
Is that not just a hole in the barrels? Because I know what you mean, because it looks like it's either the hole in the barrel and it's the shadows catching it.
It could just be an artifact of how they've clipped for pictures, but man, does it look like the tips of those barrels are painted black.
But it would also be really weird to do that.
The very, very tips.
Yeah, it's where the barrel, like the hole would be, and it's like, but why would you do that? That's silly.
So weird.
So, again, this compared to the previous one, the only real difference here is, like you mentioned, Big D, the head faceplate is now the Japanese head faceplate with a kind of piss yellow for the actual face for some reason.
Yeah, but it was kind of a neat thing that they did do that repackaging in G1 style packaging with toy accurate paint apps and stuff, and
like 4 years later,
our heads. Yeah, but it was
these were £20. These were like £4 more because of inflation.
Yeah, and they were Walmart exclusive, and they were multiple store exclusive, which was a bit of a pain. But
I don't understand the point of doing it. If you wanted the Japanese heads, you probably got them. I don't know what the QC was like. If the QC on them was like really good, okay, fair enough. But do I trust that they were good QC? Not particularly, to be honest.
Yeah, because I know that from my own experience, some of the molds in Time to Return did get a little loosey goosey after a few runs through the tooling, shall we say?
Oh yeah, definitely. And then obviously there was the Legends version, which he is. He has a new faceplate. He comes with the weird track bike
From
gun
Braun,
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got
it's a very crisp color scheme though.
yeah, white with some really nice thick well painted black lines on his legs, and then a baby bluish kind of color, then black. It's nice. Again, it looks like he did in the Japanese cartoon. And then he has, instead of a piss yellow face, he has more of a Avalon sunset yellow face, kind of orangey.
Yeah.
It's nice bold color. It's nice. It's good. Is it much better than the? I mean, which is the best version? I suppose it depends. Like, do you want the Japanese version? If you want the Japanese face, get the Japanese version, because I think the American Japanese face, the retro carded one, I think isn't as nice as the Legends paint job, for sure.
This is probably the one with the nicest paint.
Yeah.
But from purely for my own collection, because I associate Brainstorm with the classic faceplate look, I've got the Hasbro release, and it's perfectly fine.
Which one?
the original one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The more greeny one versus the kind of the more blue version, baby blue. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I like the baby blue one a bit more, but I wouldn't have gone out my way to like get it because it's part of a multi-pack. So I would have been happy enough with the American one, but I would have probably have gone for the Japanese one if I had the option, of course. So that's Brainstorm, a reuse of the Blur mold. Then there was Nordica. Oh, did I miss one?
Yeah. No. I wasn't sure if we were going to get to.
Then we had Nordica, who was part of a big 5-pack or something, and this was pretty much the only figure anyone really wanted from that pack.
Yeah, and God, was she expensive.
Yeah, and was she worth it? Not really. Not really, because what is the difference? I mean, she has the VTOL wing things just stuck to her shoulders, and
yeah, it's not a very Nautica's alt mode in More Than Meets the Eye is she doesn't use it very often, and it's supposed to be a submersible hovercraft thing. And this is honestly the wings are doing most of the work.
Oh yeah, because other than that, it's Blur. There's a new faceplate on the Headmaster as well, but that's about it. So in terms of how much remolding there was like one new piece that was flipped and a new faceplate that was put on the back of the Headmaster, and that's it. Otherwise, it's Blur.
I mean, it's a nice deco though. I like the deco. I have this figure because I got lucky and picked up for full set when it was doing greater in price at some of the discount stores.
Are you going to Andy it when the new Nautica comes out? I don't want to play with you anymore.
I mean, in fairness, because
that is a lot. That's actually a real Nautica figure versus this, which is like a cheap cash in, I guess.
Yeah, I think I have. I'm probably going to pre-order it because it just looks more like Nautica.
I mean, it is Nautica. It's their own mold. It's a unique mold versus just like, it's Blur. There's some bits on. I wouldn't even say the face is great. The face is like kind of Nautica, but it doesn't look like Nautica. The fact they didn't paint the lips doesn't help. It just doesn't look quite right.
And she doesn't have the visor that Nautica has over her, which you can't really do on the Titan Master very well. So
I think you could have done the visor. Yeah, you could have done it. I mean, you couldn't do like a translucent clear piece over her eyes, but you certainly could have just done it. You have the two-step of like, do you just do a visor, just have the sound wave kind of eyes, or do you have like standard eyes, I suppose? Like, I agree. You can't have like a translucent piece over them. That's fair, but that's more of a look.
It's been the only Nautica figure for a decade.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good going for.
Well, what do you mean good going?
It's an indictment on Hasbro's part of they haven't done a figure before now of a bit of a fan fave.
Yeah.
But it's been a decent version in a lot of those collections. I've seen people
Well,
do
I think it's more like
custom
it's
to look better, though.
I
But
think it's
yeah.
because it's the only version. I wouldn't say it's been doing a decent job. It's
Well,
like,
yeah,
you know,
there is that.
Skystalker. He's been doing a decent job for the past like 30 years because the only other versions
Yeah.
are a BotCon version.
That's
You know,
true.
it's just because Hasbro hasn't got around to doing it. Even it'd be interesting / depressing how many Optimus Prime and Bumblebees have been done from when Nordic came out till now.
Mate, they probably had at least 2 each released the same year she came out.
Possibly. You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
So I was slightly tempted, but then I thought there were like 3 or 4 other figures in that set which I didn't care for. Even if the set was cheap, even now looking back at those sets, there wasn't really anything in those sets that was, at least in my eyes, great. This was the only thing from the all 10 of the figures within those 2 separate 5-packs that people actually wanted, generally speaking.
I mean,
this was the only one.
I wanted Nautica, and I think Quick Switch was in the same set, and I wanted him as well.
Oh, you wanted Quick Switch? Okay.
I've never had him before, and I hadn't had that particular mold.
You didn't have the 6-shot mold?
No, I didn't. Weirdly.
Oh, interesting. Because I don't think it's good for a Quick Switch because it looks like 6-shot, and it doesn't do any of Quick Switch's modes.
It's also really loose and floppy.
I heard that for some reason the Quick Switch figure got really bad. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yep. But Nautica, a big deal back in the day. Looking back at it now, feels at least looks like a cheap Hasbro cash grab, at least to me. So I'm not impressed.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Although I'm wondering if I'd have a better opinion of it if we didn't have a new Nautica coming out. I don't know.
I mean, it's a fair point. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd feel better about it. I'm not sure. But there was also one more version of this mold, another girl version where they made her into RC, the blur mold into RC. They did actually remold parts on here this time round. Not a huge amount.
I mean, they did more than I remembered because I didn't remember the shoulders being as retooled like this.
Yes, yeah. So the shoulders are done back and front. No, not the bicep. I think the forearms are the same.
Yeah, the forearms are the same. I think they've done have they done work on her for legs?
No, the legs look the same.
There's a new shield though.
Yes, a brand new shield. Yeah.
Which in fact it does a lot to change the silhouette to resemble RC's alt mode, which I've never had this particular figure, but I've always dug how that alt mode looked RC, and then for robot is probably our RC toys have always frustrated me
because they're not good usually.
Yeah, because they always fumble and make like a huge shell form, and yet this one isn't. She's got the shoulder pylons. She has the back kibble is just from where they put the shield on, and yet it looks like her in her alt mode.
It's like good enough, but there's like it's almost like her alt mode has had bee stings, at least on the front, because there's this giant like hump on top of the shield.
Yes, that's a tad frustrating.
I'm guessing that's just to try and mesh it in with the canopy little translucent part. And you can't even get rid of that because it's got that huge white piece there. And if you got rid of it, you'd have this giant hole in the chest anyway. So I'm not sure there's like a simple fix for that. But it's not bad RC. She's missing a lipstick, so RC without a lipstick always looks a bit odd. You know?
I mean, it's a neat blending of the IDW look for RC and the G1 aesthetic for her.
Yeah, they're giving her the double blasters. So no swords this time around for RC, funnily enough.
But 2 decent looking blasters. The face sculpt, like I say, missing lipstick, but it's much more RC than Nautica. I think is that actually the same head?
No, it's a different. Wait, I closed the thing down. I can't tell. I think it's a different head. I think it's a different head. It's
Yeah,
not.
you might be right.
It's not quite right because you look at the head, and if you just took the color
Hmm.
away, I don't think you could instantly tell it's RC because it doesn't have the
Yeah.
classic Princess
Hmm.
Leia head buns. But that's just not
Yeah.
feasible with how the headmasters worked.
Yeah,
You know,
and it's intended to be Daniel from the Headmaster's episode
it's
of
a nice
cartoons,
idea.
so which that's cute. Yeah.
Doesn't perfectly work because the way that they've got the head joint colored is it's just like painted silver. It's
Yeah,
like I get it, but you know,
but no one in their right mind would make that head that small out of translucent plastic.
I mean,
You'd
that's a
have to
lie
be-
because we talked about it last time
Well,
that they did.
Actually, yeah, that's a fair point.
Because
yeah.
Japan did. Because they were like, fuck it, we don't care.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
That's true.
Hasbro couldn't do it, which is fair. I don't blame to be fair, not making that joint translucent is the better idea, in all fairness. So
honestly, for the biggest knock against this RC, she was so dang hard to get hold of outside of
was she?
the States. I
Was
think.
she? I didn't know.
I think so.
Oh.
Because she was a Hascon release, Hasbro Toy Shop, sold out in an hour.
Oh, damn.
Toys R Us new at Comic Con 2017. Yeah, because so it was a limited con exclusive, and it's something I never saw it have a standard release over here.
I don't remember it either, to be honest. I mean, we might in the UK, we might not have got it, to be honest. I don't know. One assumes that when you see exclusive for America, you go, oh, so it's just not here. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure. Japan didn't touch this, though, because they already had done the Legends version of the Generations figure. So, you know, arguably that is a more G1 looking RC. So why would they touch this? I guess was the logic behind it. So fair enough. And that was the RC figure, which is okay, but not great. I think. We have Hardhead next, a new mold. Well, for the line. Not bad.
I'm incredibly fond of this guy because I fully accept that some of that is down to the fact that Hardhead was the G1 headmaster that I had.
See, I don't think he's a bad figure. I think the only thing I don't like are his arm proportions because when you extend his arms, they get a little bit too long and it throws off his proportions. Otherwise, I think this is pretty fun and solid.
Saying.
Yeah,
I do get what you're saying. It throws him off to what you used to. I do think it works for him because it just makes him feel even more hench than he normally appears.
Oh, to me, it just makes him look a bit like silly, like his arms are too long. Like you know, when like you get Mr. Fantastic arms and you just pull them, or like Stretch Armstrong's arms and you pull them too long.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I get from it when I look at it. Otherwise, I think this is really good and solid. Transformation's nice and simple. He's got the weird like groin flap, which it looks nice. It's just like a weird part of the transformation where you just have this entire part. You just stick him between his legs and it's his groin area, which is odd. I like the interaction with the Titan Master that can sit inside the gun, which is odd because right next to the gun seat there is the standard cockpit seat. So it's weird.
I do quite like how they haven't shown it here, but the gun, the cannon actually has an alternative way to deploy it. So where they've got it angled over the shoulder, you can actually fold it. If you tilt it all the way back, the cannon can actually split another 90 degrees midway up the barrel.
Yeah, it's on, like I say, it's on these like multiple hinged, flappy, jointy thingy.
So it looks a bit cleaner, but then he can also carry it.
Yeah,
as a huge rifle, which is equally fun.
And he's a reasonably simple transformer. I don't have the this version of him. I have the KO version, the oversized one with metal on him. So he's very big. He's huge and he's very heavy.
Is that Voyager scale, that one, or is it bigger than that?
Offhand, I can't remember. It's the the Wei Zhang one. So the big ones. I wanted to get the Decepticon ones, but I kind of lost interest by the time they started doing the Decepticon ones. You can probably still get them. I might get Weird Wolf because theoretically he won't turn to dust, which we'll get to when we get to him. One thing I'm not a big fan of this version of Hardhead is, and we'll talk about it in a moment, I prefer the Japanese head for the other hard head. This is the
Okay.
face mask hard head, and he's got two big giant chipmunk cheeks. The little gray squares on the side of his face, which are part of his helmet, I think they're a little too large. They squish like his mask down quite a lot. I don't. It's not a, like I say, it's not a terrible design. It's just I look at it and I go, not quite for me.
I get where you're coming from. It's not a. For me, it helps make him look quite imposing.
Mm.
So it makes it look much more like he's got a helmet on, which fits him. The only thing I ever really wished was if he'd come with a second rifle.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't.
But other than that, it's a fun H-Tank alt mode.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate how he's got these little clips on the forearms that lock the shoulders to his forearms for so the tank treads stay in place.
Yeah.
And the way that his legs basically ratchet around each other around the thighs to fall in place is. I like a tank that does that, you know.
I would describe like as a transformer. There's nothing wrong with him, but I would describe him as not exciting. He's not an exciting figure.
That's fair.
He's perfectly competent, and there's nothing wrong with how he transforms or anything like that. But he's one that, at least I felt like you just kind of quickly do it, and you're like, oh, there you go. And that's fine.
Fair. Yeah.
It's just, especially like the best figure in the line, which we'll get to at some point, is Trigger Happy. He's easily the best transformer in the line, and like again, we'll talk about it when we get to him. But compare that to Hardhead. There's Mr. Competent but boring, and then incredibly interesting and well done. You know, it's different things.
And Hardhead does also suffer from the fact he has a bit of a great redeco down the line as well.
I'm sure you don't mean the retro Headmaster version, which is just pretty much the same color scheme, but now he's got like silver paint on his brown thighs in random places. He's got like a few bits of extra silver paint detail on the side of his arms for the black tread parts. Then he's got like a bit of green on top of the canopy.
Yeah,
and that's it. And it's like that's fine. It's not very exciting, but it's like okay, yeah, sure. It's kind of unnecessary. I like the silver on the sides, but I kind of like the canopy just being all translucent orange, to be honest.
Yeah, it almost feels wrong having a coloured patch on the top there, even though it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
For a tank to have that rather than a completely translucent canopy.
It's just like you say, you're completely right. It's just there's something not quite right about it, and I don't know what. He does have the new head that he got from Japan, so why not talk about the Japanese version? Because the Japanese version is still very much hardhead, but he comes with the
Skytreads tank / jet.
Thank you. I was going to say flywheels because I think it is colored into flywheels for another set, but I can't remember with who.
Yeah.
He's painted, oddly enough, very similar to the first version of the Hasbro figure. The big differences are his hands are like molded green with the rest of his plastic, which I like. I think that's probably a small improvement. His bicep joints, the little hinge joints, are colored to the brown of the rest of his body, which again is a nice way to very slightly break up the color. And apart from that, the colors are pretty much the same, just brighter green.
The green feels a little punchier.
Yeah, no.
It's a
agree.
bit more intense, but otherwise, and I do agree that the head sculpt looks far less squished.
Yeah,
than the regular version. So I understand why. I mean, and in fact, if you read the comics, this is probably the version you were most familiar with.
It's weird that they did that for the comics, where they gave him the
and actually no, because in the cartoon as well, he didn't have a faceplate.
Yeah, he didn't have. Yeah, it was just a toy for some reason.
Yeah,
don't know why. Yes, you make the Japanese head. It's the same shape effectively as the American version, but the little the little gray cheeks are way smaller, so they're able to get a lot more standard face. So he's got his sunglasses and his yellow face. It looks nice. It's a solid looking figure. I didn't get it. I got the cheaper, more expensive, the cheaper, bigger figure because I just didn't have them all later on down the line. So there's this guy, hard head, Captain Boring, but competent. Nothing wrong with him. There was then Quake. Is Quake from Titan's Return better than Legacy Quake?
Oh,
Because I would say kind of, but not 100%, but kind of.
I mean, Legacy Quake, we're all well aware his ult mode is kind of ass.
Yes.
But for robot mode,
It's not bad.
he's and
It's pretty good.
and the thing is though, this isn't bad either. Because
No.
it's actually it's got one of what's generally regarded as one of the nicest Titan Master head sculpts.
Yeah, it's a really good. It's not again 100% Quake like. It's kind of like Quake but squished a little bit, like because he's meant to have more like a kind of knight helmet that's a bit more pokey, and they've kind of smushed it down so it's a more squared off.
But it was Quake, and no one expected us to get a toy of Quake.
No, I think my biggest issue with the Quake figure is his like maroon color is maybe a little too dark. You know, and it's weird because
I can see that.
If you look in the vehicle mode image, I wish he was more the color of the back of his tank mode. You see that maroon? And then in robot mode, you notice how the image of him and the maroon is way darker.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's a trick of the photography, but I remember him looking more like the robot image than the vehicle image in terms of how bright that maroon is.
He's actually on a shelf about 1.5 meters away from me, but I can't get to it.
Hidden in shadow. I think this is nice. It's a nice redo. I just wish the colors were a bit more saturated. That's why, in some ways, visually, I like the Legacy one because it's a lot more. It's too saturated. It's not the right color, but at least it's brighter. This is still probably more accurate to the color scheme, but it's just a little too dark. Just lift them up a bit more. But I like this quite a lot. I think this one's really nice. And like you said, the fact it's Quake, and we hadn't had Quake since 1988. It's like, oh shit, Quake. Whoa, this is nice. I like that. Oh, one more negative, but I don't really blame the Titan's Return thing because it's part of the budget. No target masters. He needs his dual target masters. He's a dual target master. Doesn't have them. That's the negative.
That's frustrating because they'd done new dual target masters for Scoop.
Yes, and it would have been lazy if they just repainted them. Yes. Would they have looked great? No. But
it would have been.
He needs them. Yeah.
I imagine part of the reason they didn't was because he actually doesn't have anywhere to mount them.
No.
He only has a single port on the alt mode on the cannon.
And it's probably again due to budget, to be honest, as well. It's like, who the fuck cares about Quake? Not really anyone. We haven't had a figure of him since 1988. If we are repainting and reproducing just the Target Masters, that's still technically parts costs, and that's a shame. So I get it, but I would have liked to have seen it. So again, the Legacy one does come with his 2 Target Masters, which is nice. When did that come out? 2025. He came out last. That's the Karatomi release.
2024, 2 years ago.
Damn, it feels longer. I thought he's been out way longer.
I still haven't picked him up, and I don't understand why. I've not actually seen him on the shelf anywhere. To be fair,
wow, it's 2 years gone.
But he never really showed up at what you'd think of as discount prices either. He just kind of
not really
sold and disappeared.
I think the lowest he went was like 20 quid on Amazon. Because I did pick him up, so I must have got him on a sale. Maybe I got him cheap from like in demand, because you know how sometimes you get lucky with in demand and they just have a sale and the figure's just like 10 quid. Maybe I did that. I can't remember. Maybe you should look out for him when you go to the South TF Nation.
Yeah.
Whenever that is, because that can't be too far off, right?
It's November. Starting November, I think.
Oh yeah, it's only a few months off. That's not too far.
Yeah, my car will have been for its MOT by that point, so I
good luck.
shouldn't have that to worry about anymore. Yep. So by that point, it'd be a case of, here's my list. Oh, crap.
Hope for the best. Did I miss any repaints off Hardhead? Because that's all I saw.
No, he didn't get. Honestly, it was only really him and Quake and the redecos.
So. And you know what? you could have done. It wouldn't have been great, but because it's an H tank, you maybe could have got away with like doing an Armada Megatron. Would it have been
Yeah.
perfect? No. Would it have been better than the Generations Megatron that was done into Armada Megatron? Yes, it would have been better than that.
I mean, for one that I saw a lot of people do a custom of, and I'm amazed that Hasbro never did it themselves, was taking the Grimlock Titan Master head and repainting the Hardhead tank as a Grimlock.
Oh, it's like a Dinobot with a Y.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
It actually works.
Yeah.
It kind of rocks.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but I think you could sell it, and I think it would be good enough that people would.
It gives
go
you
with
a
it.
not bad. It gives you a different interpretation of his War Within tank.
Yeah, because his War Within tank in big quotations was just like it was kind of like a slice of bread with a little hat on.
It's like an angry toaster with tracks on it.
Yeah, it was a weird design. Like there are like
someone who has a real fondness for that tank, but it's still a mess.
Yeah, it's weird because there's this weird like discrepancy between really cool, innovative sci-fi nonsense and just no, you messed up, and there's a hard mix to get the right thing. Speaking of kind of a hard thing to get the right thing, Scourge. They did a Scourge.
Yeah.
And it's I don't mind. I think this is an okay Scourge. It's got some issues where like his shins are very hollow because they obviously are. I would say that the images, the official images, have the legs backwards. I always turn them the other way around personally. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Because I tell you why. Because the front of the flying bar of soap that he is, look like they should be his feet because they're bigger, and the blue bits at the back, which are meant to be his real feet, to me, I always thought looked more like heel spurs.
They do, don't they?
That's how I took it. Yeah. It also helped break up the color as well because he's very just blue. And you could be like, oh, but Scourge is very just blue. It's like, well, he's not very just blue. There's a lot of baby blue as well. Blue. Yeah.
It's like with Blur, they've gotten some of the grey on. I mean, the alt mode is pretty spot on color wise, but then how it translates to the robot, it's like they just didn't want to.
He's blue. That's it. Nothing else.
We'll cast him all in the one color. It'll be great. And it's like
we'll get some silver on him. That'll be fine. It's okay.
And it kind of messes up his head as well because it's actually a really nice head sculpt, but because they've kept the arms of the Titan Master the same color, you lose the definition of the helmet, which is actually a lot slimmer.
Yeah, because if you squint your eyes, at least with the image, the promo image, it looks like he has like a Fort Max like silhouetted head. Like his face is just in a square. It's not, like you said, the actual face is quite thin, but because they've got the arms blue, it all mushes together. Yeah. Exactly like you said.
And kind of like Blur, he has the same little with his little head laser, he's got that can extend up slightly on a little riser as well.
I don't know why the promo image they didn't do it.
Yeah,
that was a bad call. One thing I don't like about the vehicle mode is the undercarriage. His shins are just on the bottom, and they're just big flat pieces which are not hidden. They're just kind of hanging out on the bottom and kind of break up how the ship looks.
Yeah, that feels unnecessary.
It's like a weird afterthought where they're like, what do we do with the shins? It's like, you just stick them on the bottom and do what with them? Don't worry about it. It's like, okay.
And it's a shame because everything else is more or less where it needs to be. It works.
Yeah. They don't get the wings right. The wings for the robot mode, they don't have that same silhouette, but that's a hard silhouette to get.
Oh, yeah.
Even on the Voyager for the Studio Series, it wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better than this, obviously.
I mean, the Voyager one, I'm amazed it looks as good as it does.
Yeah, agreed.
And even then, it's a pain to put in a display because it just takes up so much space with how deep they are. But this, it doesn't feel very adventurous, you know. They've gone for as basic a transformation as they could.
He's
you
super
can't.
shell formery, super shell
Oh god,
formery.
yeah. I mean, if you want troop, you want a load of sweeps. Here's your boy. This is probably the best way to get sweeps out there.
Mm.
Well, it wasn't up until the Studio Series one shell formed, and that Studio Series sweep, which is such a weird minor retool as well, and yet it just
it was
didn't go.
so bizarre. That was such a bizarre thing. They should have remolded the face. They could have just done things to it, but they didn't. I'm surprised with this. They didn't try and retool it into Thunderblast,
Thunderwing.
No, the girl from Cybertron.
Oh,
the girl boat.
I think I know. Oh yes, I know who you mean. Yeah,
yeah, she turns into the little boat because she was just a shell former
with the giant cannon. Yeah, that would have made sense. Yeah,
obviously you need to retool it, but I don't think they'd have to tool it into a female body because they didn't really do that with the RC figure anyway. So you just kind of retool it to make it a bit more boaty, I guess, for the jet mode.
Yeah, then this line with one exception towards the end, they really didn't go beyond the classic G1 characters.
No, not really. No, it's they were very much in there. Let's just do G1 stuff, which perfectly fine. Because at this point in 2016, that was still rare.
Yes,
that's a
good thing to point out as well.
Because we'd had the generation stuff, which were takes on it. This was ebbing more from having a take on a thing and pushing it more towards it looking closer to what the G1 models look like.
Much more trying to, rather than giving an interpretation of the classic look, this was trying to replicate it as close as they could.
And then we had 10 years of it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else. So the Japanese did their version, and this is the version I have, and of course it blew out of the water. It is worth mentioning Fricus, the Titan Master, was just blue before for Hasbro's version. They've actually colored his arms and his legs and his face, which helps a lot.
Just coloring the arms makes such a difference to the head mode, doesn't it?
Yes, and they also painted Scourge's mustache as well. It's not massively different colored, but
it's that lighter shade that he did often have in the animation.
Yeah,
and especially in the comics.
So the face is more like whitish, and then the mustache is like a very, very, very pale blue, just to pull it out from being different colored, which is again a great idea. And then he's just got way more white distributed across the rest of his body, which is much better for obvious
makes
reasons.
Such a difference, and also that blue they put on the inside of the wings.
Yeah,
it all just. We'll probably end up saying this about a lot of the Legends line around this point. It feels much more premium.
Yes,
the Hasbro release.
Yeah,
and I mean, you paid for it. These could at points these were a bit of a markup compared to the Hasbro ones, plus the extra shipping.
Yeah, and customs usually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you do want it to have that extra special feel to it.
But every time, I'll be honest, every time I got a Legends figure, I didn't feel gypped.
I know, right?
Yeah, and it's a weird feeling. In terms of extra stuff, Scourge didn't really come with anything super extra. He just came with a seat gun. Wait, I can't remember who the seat gun was from.
I'm not sure, but I do like how with Scourge it makes sense because it does resemble. It's not a one-to-one match for his Target Master gun, because Thraka in his Target Master form is a much shorter weapon, much shorter barreled. But it's a twin-barreled gun. He's still got. You can still have the little head laser thing that the Hasbro version has as well.
Yep. And you can combine it together with the seat gun because it's got a peg in it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, there's options there.
It's just not as interesting as like even the shitty vehicles, they were shitty vehicles, but at least he had something that could turn from a sort of thing to another sort of thing.
Than the Generation Scourge, because Generation Scourge was a little on the diddly side.
Yeah, well, I'll say that Generation Scourge has an interesting, not G1-ish look to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, if you wanted some more G1-y, this was the first time we'd had something like that. Where you could argue that you had maybe a more interesting, better figure with the Generations figure, and I think you're probably right in terms of transformation.
Yeah.
But this was kind of closer to what I think people would have preferred.
Yeah, this one paired a bit better with Generation Cyclonus, I always felt.
I agree. Again, because... Oh, no, they were the same scale. I was going to say they weren't, but they were. That was a lie.
Same scale, but Scourge, the Generation Scourge was always somehow he worked out a bit smaller just because of the most Deluxes. Not massively so, but it is noticeable when you have them side by side with others.
Next up is Skull Cruncher. I have the Japanese version and a KO version, so I have a gigantic alligator and a reasonably okay sized alligator. I remember this figure coming out and being like, I don't like the head, because the head was the toy head. I was like, that's not Skull Cruncher. Because it just like Hardhead in the cartoon, he didn't have the cartoon, so he didn't have the toy head. He had the Japanese styled head. But as a figure, he's pretty fun and interesting. He's got a tail, which is a completely separate piece, which your Titan Master can sit in, which doesn't look good at all, to be honest.
It looks very weird. But he can use it as a great big mace thing, which is fun.
Yeah, I always like to think of it as like I think you can put it in his shoulder, right, as an arm shield.
Yes, yeah.
Pretty sure you could.
It just about plugs in there, yeah.
Yeah, and the weird thing about this figure was the knees. Because I don't know why, but even in the promotional image, they haven't transformed him correctly, because the green part of the knees should clip into place in the purple shin sections, but for some reason they've left them loose. If you did leave them loose, basically for the transformation, it allowed you to have a very deep double knee bend, for obvious reasons. Something that the KO did, the oversized KO, is it allowed you to get the alligator legs on the side of the legs and turn them around and inside the big gap inside the legs, which was quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where that extra little bit of scale and the ability to have a little bit of engineering to it does make a difference. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker with the original.
Oh no.
But given the scale and the price point, but it's always nice when you do get that extra little bit of ability to clean up the figure.
Yeah, because the alligator legs are just hanging out on the side, and then the inside of the robot legs are incredibly hollowed. Because they're meant to fold in onto themselves. So, and even the inside of the leg, there's not like an extra piece of plastic that kind of tries to hide it. It's just like there's nothing there. It's like if you removed like half of your calf muscle. That's the kind of look, which is a bit of a shame. It also the he doesn't have wrist swivels. He has forearm swivels, which aren't too bad.
Yeah, it's different, but it gives him a little bit of extra flair, I always felt.
Yeah. The one thing I don't like, and it's the same on the KO version as well, is his cockpit part is, for some reason, rubbery plastic for his back section. Don't know why.
I'm not sure either, but they did that on did they do that on... But yeah, they did it on Weird Wolf, didn't they?
No, his is solid plastic, and it cracks. Oh, you mean I think no, Mind Wipe wasn't either. Was it? No, I don't think Mind Wipes was.
Huh.
I think it was just.
Why did I think that Weird Wolf was? Because I own all three of them, and I'm sure. Yeah,
I can't think of an offhand, unless Chat wants to correct me.
It was weird. My suspicion is they wanted to try and. I've got two. I think there were probably two things. One, because of. It was a much tighter seal. They maybe wanted a little bit more give for material to avoid it breaking like Weird Wolves has a tendency to.
Yeah, but this came out before Weird Wolf, so I don't think that was a consideration, surely. Otherwise, they would have
Well,
implemented
the
that
other
on
thing I
Weird Wolf,
suspect
right?
you may have just wanted to try and give a little bit of a fun gimmick for any kids, so that it felt a bit like, like rubbery scales or something. Probably thinking too much into that, but that'd probably
Yeah,
be
I
my
don't
guess.
know. Yeah,
But
it's an odd choice.
It's a weird one.
Yeah.
But
I do like. He does have a giant crocodile head hanging down behind his back. It is a big lump of kibble. However, I don't mind it too much because at least the alligator head was on a ball joint, so it could look a little bit left, a little bit right, a little bit up, a little bit down, and then the mouth obviously opened up massively as well. So,
and honestly, that's what you want from an alligator.
yeah.
He actually poses way more as an alligator than you would expect any alligator's transformer should do.
Yeah, I think the downside is like his front legs, arms, paws, whatever you want to do them. They're reasonably, for the most part, posable, but then the back legs, they can just kind of splay outwards. They're bent, but there's no knee joint for them to move or anything like that. And the tail can kind of swish left and right, but it looks a little bit unnatural. Again, I find this to be a bit more exciting than Hardhead, but not a lot more. There is something worth mentioning where the crocodile neck pegs into the top of the shoulders. There's a little bit of a gap, so it's not as easy to see here on the CGI image, but there's a little bit of a gappy look and a weird look around that part where the shoulders are going in. That looks a little bit weird.
That's true.
Not awful. No, I've seen a lot worse, but it's not great either.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on Skull Cruncher before we move on to the Japanese version or the retro version?
The only thing really is that it was nice for this is like the first Skull Cruncher we'd had in 3 decades, but not the last, because we have had he's had a couple of different interpretations as of late.
No, not really. He got that Cyberverse figure, which isn't on this page for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird.
And there was a Swapicons.
Hasn't he had one in Cyberworld as well?
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking about. I think that figure got from Cyberverse.
Or maybe it was just a redeco for the second toy line.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It was something like that. He was used in either Cyberworld or Cyberverse or something. But it's one of those bare basic toys where it doesn't really do anything, unfortunately. Oh, I think he appeared in Earthrise, but I don't think he had a toy.
Does, yes, he's in Earthrise. I thought he had a toy though. Maybe not.
I'm not sure. Either way, he got a retro card version, which is again pretty similar to the standard version. It's a little bit different. One of the things that is different is the flap on top seems to be translucent this time. Yeah. I don't know whether that means it's rubbery translucent or just translucent. I don't know. But that's there, which is weird because I'm pretty sure the original toy, which I have, I'm 90% sure. Yeah, I guess what they're trying to do is to kind of try to replicate the head of the alligator, because the head of the alligator was the cockpit and had a big translucent bit black.
But they've tried to, because they couldn't do it on the actual head of the toy for this one, they've shifted back and tried to replicate it there.
Which is odd, but okay, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of paint job, he's very, very similar. The only thing that's different is he has the cartoon head from Japan, which is much better. Yeah. So the Japanese version is much more saturated, very saturated. Apart from the green. The green's still pretty much the same, but the pink is way brighter, which I like. I'm a big fan of.
Oh, yeah, that's it's a hot pink right there, lordy.
He's very much like a lollipop strawberry flavor kind of pink kind of color.
That's the sort of color that if you eat anything without flavoring, you will have concerns about the color of your piss for the next day, I imagine.
Oh, this reminds me. Yeah, you can see the translucent, the rubbery bit of plastic on the back is also translucent, but then has the paint on it, so it's orangey. You can just about see it in the gator mode.
Interesting.
Yeah. The head's nice as well. It's the standard head. He also comes with, Oh fuck! What was that, dude? Is that Squeeze Plays
Uh,
vehicle thing with the bird thing? I think it is. It could turn into a weird bird and a weird T-Rex and a
ye-
gun. I think it was Squeeze
I,
Plays.
I'll hesitantly say yes,
It was
but
a weird one, but it was relatively fun.
mm,
Made a bad gun, made a pretty good T-Rex and a pretty laughable bird thing. So it was
yeah.
quite a nice little 2-pack thing. I like this one a lot.
I do like over with a lot of these car versions. You're not losing the weapon they came with originally either.
No, it's
You're
just a
getting it
bonus
as a
thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Because they looked at the weird like Titan packs, which was the vehicle and the Titan Master, and just went, well,
No,
fuck it, just we're not selling these on their own because who would fucking buy
yeah,
them? So
yeah.
we'll just take this and throw it in with a random deluxe figure, I guess.
And they were incredibly random.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but it's a fun extra play thing you get, and they are each of these things are colored to match the figure that they're going with. So
Yes, which is honestly that's not to be expected, but it's nice when it happens.
yeah,
So
it's like, oh, okay,
yeah,
sure, yeah, why not?
yeah.
Then there is arguably the best version of this mold, arguably, which I do have, which is they did Croc, Action Master
Yeah.
Croc. So nothing is really redone apart from the faceplate has been done to make it look like Croc's head. So his color scheme is Croc's, so it's black, bluish purple, and neon piss green, and it looks great.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks great. I love it.
Yeah, I have this one as well. I have, I have Skull Cruncher, the original Hasbro version, and this is my preferred one just because it's Croc.
Yeah.
Who the hell thought would get a toy Croc?
Yeah, I can only assume that because he did well in IDW at the time, that was the reason why they cranked him out. Because
Yeah.
previously, like 2 years prior to this, we had the Croc that was the subscription service, which I was annoyed about.
We did, yeah.
From Stealth Bomb and Megatron. Not bad, not quite right, but he did come with the ship Transformers Prime animal gun things.
Did, didn't he? I'd forgotten about that.
Which wasn't very good. So this is this was the last version of Croc as well. We haven't had Croc in nearly 10 years. That's something to think about.
I mean, we have had a surprising number of Action Master only characters over the last decade. More than you would expect.
True, yeah. Not Croc, one of the better ones.
But Croc was one of the first of them to make his appearance.
And he's got a hell of a good color scheme, to be honest.
He does. That's such a great color scheme.
Yeah. So I got this, was very happy. Very happy.
Yeah, and it translates really well to his alt mode as well.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're a purist and never transform him, just say he's lost his T-cog, it's a great option to have because it's pretty killer.
You know what's really annoying? Compare this color scheme and paint job to the Blur that we talked about right at the start of the show.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. Like this has a lot of color on it. Like his tail has been colored, and that's one big bit of plastic, and yet it's blue, the bluey purple, black as well. So there's quite a bit of paint just on that part alone. And then the rest of the figure's got a load of paint on it as well. And then you look at Blur, who's shit. There's like no paint on him.
And Croc was a late release. He was wave 4.
Yeah.
So...
It's weird. I don't know why this guy got seemingly as much like budget put into him as I'm guessing he did, but I'm glad because he turned out really well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then in 2025, for some reason, the mold was pulled out of cold storage, and after many thousands of years, they made it into horrible for some reason. And it's almost good. Robot mode looks okay.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of... They only have so many beast headmasters they can dip into to retool.
Yeah.
To make these guys. And yeah, he looks fine. The most egregious thing is just how bloody expensive it is to buy him, because you're buying with three of
Well,
the figures you don't want.
There is that. I will say that the head, which was a brand new sculpt for the bull, is weird because it has an overbite. It's a bull. How did you mess up the bull head?
That's true.
It doesn't look like a fucking bull.
Hmm.
I don't know what it looks like. It looks like if you remove the horns and if you put on like mouse ears and said it was a rat, I'd believe you. That's the kind of shape that the head is.
Yeah. I mean, it's cute. They've given him his gun that forms his tail, which is
yes,
neat. I don't think it's a chest plate of a robot. No, or is that?
yes, that's a new piece. That's definitely a new piece.
He's got a fair amount of retooling on him. It's just, I mean, for the whole way they released these junior Headmaster Decepticons,
it was fucking awful. Awful.
Yes.
It was, I would say, anti-consumer, because why would you put out well, I know why you'd put out the collector-orientated Headmaster Juniors in 4-packs. Usually in a 4-pack with figures that most people didn't want, other figures that you wouldn't want.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time the Headmaster Juniors were released in the West in any form.
Well, I mean, we had the original G1 Hasbro toys.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I was getting a little bit dramatic. But it's still not the best, unfortunately.
It really isn't. It's frustrating. Especially now that they've announced Angry is getting a repackage as a mainline release, mainly because people have bought the pack with Horrible and pack with Squeeze Play.
And it's been so many fucking years. Like, when did the Fangry pack come out?
Oh, God, that was
literally wasn't that the first buzzworthy 4-pack?
It was one of the first ones, yeah.
So that was that before the Bumblebee movie? Or was that after the Bumblebee movie? I think it had to be around that time, right?
I want to say it was around the same time as Siege.
So that would have been
2020.
Yeah, that's a long time ago, to be fair.
Yep.
But for Horrible, the head, the Titan Master, I'm pretty sure they just reused the robot mode. The paint job looks a bit weird, like he's very grey, maybe a bit too grey.
Yeah, I mean, for massive screw holes on his chest,
that's not great. Yeah, that's not great. So it's weird, because if you told me that this was a BotCon custom figure that they made, I could be like, the ones where you go in and you get the parts and you build it and you put it together and you paint it yourself. I'd be like, oh,
that's you could see that, because he's so bare.
Yeah, he's bare and he's kind of ropey in places. Like it looks like a third party came in and had some spare skull crunchers and then 3D printed extra parts to kind of smush it together. And you go, okay, well, that's not bad.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't look like an official Hasbro. We took time and effort to make a figure and let you buy it.
Yeah, which, given you dropping 70 quid
yeah,
to buy this, basically for this guy, because most people didn't actually want any of the guys he came with.
No.
So
really.
That's
it's weird. It's weird.
It's a spicy meatball to convince people to chow down on.
Mr. White said it looks less like a bull and more like a novelty bottle opener. I can see that too, to be honest. I can see that too.
Honestly, I'm kind of with the little comment for wiki guys put under it. There's no skull cruncher, only Zool.
It actually does look way more like the Ghostbuster dogs. I'm shocked that they haven't repainted it to be one of them, to be honest. Maybe they don't have the Ghostbuster crossover license at this point anymore. I don't know.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious if we had two of those.
Next up, we have Chrome Dome. I think one of the few Headmasters that I didn't pick up from this line. I played with Dave's and wasn't very impressed. I really hated how his feet worked.
Yes,
his feet are weird. Literally, his feet are very, very small on very what they like friction joint kind of things, and you can pop them off, and they don't look like they go anywhere. and then you've got
Hmm.
like a big gap, and then his heel spur at the back.
Yes,
they're odd.
He can be a pain to. He can pose quite nicely, but sometimes if there's any unevenness of the surface, you know how sometimes you're posing someone on a shelf and you'll kind of jiggle a figure so you're maximizing your shelf space so they're stood a little bit over the edge of the lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't even try it with this dude because it
he's
won't turn
gone.
out well for you.
No, he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also wasn't a big fan of the Combiner Wars arms that he's clearly stolen from someone.
Yes, that's not great. I mean, it's a great alt. The alt mode is spot on for the G1 model.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it goes spot on. I think it's I'll need to look, to be honest. It's probably a little bit off, but it's fine. It's good enough, you know.
He's just a weird mashup because this one, because he's got the very IDW inspired head.
Yep.
The proportions I think are
IDW. No, they're not really IDW.
They're not quite, but they're kind of leaning because
it's weird because it's not like he's very barrel chested and then he's got these big thick arms and then very skinny like thighs and then billowing out a little bit for the shins.
It's like they couldn't quite decide if they wanted to go all the way one direction or the other, so they smushed the G1 and the IDW designs together a bit.
Yeah.
And there's a bit more G1 DNA in there, but there's enough IDW in there that makes you go, well, there's something not quite right here.
No, I agree.
It's a shame because, this is still the Chrome Dome in my collection. Because we haven't had no one. Really.
I was going to say there's not much of an option to choose from.
Yeah. But I mean, before this came out, I was seriously considering picking up the Transformers Collectors Club version.
I mean, that makes sense.
Spending silly money to get one. But
yeah.
In this release, it's like, oh, thank God for that.
Oh, I've just remembered another thing that's stolen from Combiner Wars is the front of the car just kind of plops down behind his back.
Yeah.
It's more condensed than, say, Wild Rider or Streetwise, which is clearly what he's basing his transformation off and his arms off. But there's that. I don't like as well how the cockpit or the canopy is split in half, and half of it goes on the back of his, back of each of his legs. I don't think that's desperately good either, to be honest.
Yeah,
he felt messy.
And I'm a little unsure about the fact his wheels are translucent as well.
Why? Why would you make the wheels smoky, translucent black plastic? I completely forgot about that. So thank you for reminding me. But what's the point?
Especially when you're dealing with a robot who's got two colors that really don't work very well with it. I mean, the more orangey brown, that does kind of work, but the tan, you just see right through it.
It's bizarre. Like I have the original one. I'm 99% sure that his wheels aren't translucent. It's been a while since I've looked at him hard in my shelf, but I'm pretty certain those aren't translucent. So I have no idea what the reasoning is for this decision. It doesn't make any sense to me. The head sculpt though is fine though. I think it's a good IDW head sculpt. It's just clearly on the wrong body. But okay.
Yeah. They went with what they had. So
so we could talk about the Japanese version. They have not made translucent wheels. They have made, as far as I can tell, if they are translucent, they've painted them hard black, and then given the spokes.
They might be translucent, but they're much darker translucent. And then you have that gold paint on them as well.
So they look like wheels, which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the paint job's, oddly enough, reasonably close, I'd say. It's pretty similar. I don't think it's massively different.
You got a bit of brown on the shins, which I think does help.
You know what's funny, Big D? His vehicle mode. His vehicle mode suffers painting issues that Combiner Wars figures suffered.
Yeah.
It's just dark brown, beige, dark brown. There's just a
beige.
lump where clearly the bicep swivel is, which was a problem that we'd mentioned for a load of the exact same combiner wars like Streetwise and Wild Rider. It's literally, it's just a reshell, isn't it? That's what it is.
He is probably most egregious in that regard, unfortunately.
Yeah, I do like the new head. It is like the G1 version. He also comes with the vehicle, which is the one that's a plane and then the weird mole tank thing. Which is like, okay.
Which, sure.
Yeah.
And I should say, he also comes, the base figure does come with another version, I think, of that gun that came with the Brainstorm mold, with the blur mold, I should say, the null ray, but also a gun that can be used, you can mount the Titan Master in as a sled, and they can combine.
Yeah, it's the Seek gun, but it's a different Seek gun from the one that Scourge had. So, yeah. It's worth mentioning, we haven't really talked about it too much, but all of the Titan Masters from the Legend series have had better paint jobs on their faces.
Oh god, yeah.
They actually have paint most of the time, unlike the American version.
Yes.
I don't have too much to say about Chrome Dome because I never got it, and I didn't really like it when I played with it that one time, which is why I never bought it in any sense.
I can understand why that would be.
Oh, I forgot. We've got to talk about the retro version as well. That's a very toffee flavored Chrome Dome. Very, very toffee. They've gone from the beige color on him to just like caramel Cadbury's chocolate.
I will say, it's a really nice claret red that they've used for that plastic for Stylor and for the weapons. That's a nice red.
Yeah, I still don't think I like the color scheme for these retro figures like at all because I don't really know what they're going for. But it's fine, I guess. You might be right about the darker translucent purple, black on even the Japanese version, because this guy's wheels once again are translucent for the retro card version. So maybe you're right. Maybe the Japanese one also has translucent wheels, but it's just not as noticeable. I've got nothing else to say on this. I don't like him.
Yeah, it's a shame because we're very unlikely to see enough Chrome Dome anytime soon, and this is.
To be fair, I always thought Chrome Dome out of the original G1 Headmasters was the weakest. I mean, it's not a huge bar G1 Headmasters or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he was the first G1 Headmaster I got, and I was kind of underwhelmed when I transformed him for the first time. I was like,
I mean, I was quite glad that for my sole G1 Autobot Headmaster was Hardhead, because he's a tank and that's cool.
Yeah. He's more fun. Like, he's got a more fun mode than Chrome Dome, which is a weird brown and beige car.
Yeah, but then he also was a weird space in the animation, given that he's more or less the hero of Headmasters for a good chunk.
Oh, you mean the Japanese show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is that's so bizarre for a Western fan to. There
was such a non-entity in our series. They were just kind of there in the background.
Yeah.
There's no leader either. There's just there.
He didn't really have a personality until Morphin Meets the Eye.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue that with like all of the headmasters from those three-parters, because that was just like get the toys in, show everything, be like, buy the toy, they look cool. And I was like, they do look cool.
Hardhead had a few times where he showed up and
he was him and Brainstorm probably had the most. Highbrow didn't really do much, and neither did
Highbrow tended to just be a bit of a whiny so-and-so, although he did get to give Scorponok the best comeback imaginable.
Yes.
And then rip his head off his shoulders. And then they all kind of died in. Actually, is Chrome Dome the only one we didn't see die at the end of the G1 comic?
Oh, I've no idea. I had a feeling you were talking about shifted to the comic. I can't talk about the comic because Marvel didn't read it.
Brainstorm lost it when Unicron showed up and started blasting at him, so Unicron impaled him on a finger and had him as a.
Mr. White in chat should know. He's read the Marvel stuff, I think.
Highbrow got taken out flying into his fire breath thing, and Hardhead got stomped on trying to move a cannon into position.
Mr. White says,
Well, I'm
Styler
back.
was one of the 3 narrators of the first intro story about the headmasters in one of the annuals, but little else.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm.
So, from a boring Chrome Dome figure, we go to Getaway, who didn't really have a lot changed. The main thing was the faceplate seemed to have been switched over to a new mold to make it a little bit different. Otherwise, it is the same figure. And he's lacking in color. He's very, very just white, especially in vehicle mode.
Yes, he is very, very much the exemplar of, mate, you're looking a bit pale.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is arguably the close. Well, did we have another one after this? Or was this the last Getaway?
I think this was the last Getaway we had as well.
Yeah, I prefer the Galaxy Force repaint, even though that's not technically as accurate. It's more visually interesting than this version, which feels like it's lacking in paint. Like it's not finished. Hasbro haven't finished painting this figure. That's how it looks to me.
Yes, and it's a shame because this was when he was in quite a bit of the spotlight in More Than Meets the Eye as well.
This is why everybody wanted to get him, because he was the bad guy, popular character at the time.
Yeah, and I mean, I have him to this day, but not terribly exciting.
No, he just needs way more color on him.
And I don't think even Toy Hacks were able to do I know they did labels for him, but I don't think they do a massive amount to make him any more exciting.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
It
really is.
Yeah, just a bit flat. But he's coming off the Chrome Dome mold, so maybe that doesn't help, which again is just a slightly changed Combiner Wars figure, unfortunately.
And it should be pointed out, it is still a decently posable figure. It's got a waist, it's got decent hip.
Well, yeah, because it's based off of a decent Combiner Wars mold, to be fair. So
the feet are the biggest issue, as we mentioned. But as long as you're aware of it, you can do quite a lot with this figure to pose it. It's just neither of the decos for him are exciting in any way, shape, or form.
No. Next up, we have Highbrow, the other headmaster I didn't get. So I can't talk too much about it because I don't really know how well he transforms or anything like that. He seems fine. He looks okay.
He transforms pretty decently. Do you want to know what's funny, though, from my perspective about this figure? I bought him twice, a Hasbro version.
Why?
Because I managed to... The head for one of them has pinged off into this room somewhere.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Taking the place apart, I just bought another one.
You should repaint the one that doesn't have the head into like a G.I. Joe vehicle or a Cobra vehicle.
Should.
Just for something.
Yeah.
Or I get, if you get that and then like find one of the other like Titan Masters and then paint it up to match it to be like a Cobra thing, that could be kind of neat.
Yeah. Do him as Cobra Dominator. That could be fun.
Yeah. If you wanted, you could maybe... You want it to be weird and make like Adam and Gruff happy, you could paint him into like the red Venom stuff from Manta Force.
Oh.
And then if you could, you'd probably be hard pushed to do it. If you could get like the shark, like mouth and eyes to put on the side of the cockpit, you know what I mean? To really Manta Force it up, that would be pretty neat. Hard to do.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you'd either need tampos, or you'd need stickers, or you'd need a stencil or something. It'd be rough, but that could be quite fun.
I know more than one place that does really good transfers like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm guessing a model store that specializes in like planes, right? That would do something like that.
Oh no, well, there probably are, but for this sort of size, I'm thinking. I know a few places that do really good labels intended for GW stuff.
Oh, okay. Mr. White says, funnily enough, I bought Highbrow twice at a subsequent TFN because I'd forgotten I'd grabbed him the first time.
I mean, that does kind of sum up how boring he is, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Which is weird to say for a twin rotor chopper with 2 miniguns.
To be fair, it looks like most of the transformation is in his legs, and even then, it doesn't look like he does a lot there.
Yeah, they do just kind of rotate 90 degrees and then
move up,
press
right?
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the hands look like they just kind of fold in and they peg on the side, and the cockpit just folds down like the original toy.
Yeah, there's nothing terribly exciting going on with Highbrow.
No.
And it does mean that his op mode is a bit chunkier than you might like, unfortunately.
Yeah, they didn't really do anything to compress it or do anything. I like the fact he's got like 2 machine gun looking guns. I don't like the fact that they awkwardly kind of mush into a seat gun. It doesn't really look great.
No, that's a bit unfortunate.
And I do like the head sculpt.
Yeah,
the head sculpt's nice.
It's a decent Western highbrow head sculpt with the goggles and the slightly benign facial expression. Yes, perfectly serviceable. There is a decent. I mean, it's got a nice translucent ribbon for cockpit canopy, but also they painted the silver along the framework, which,
of course, it is the toy head versus what Japan did, which was the more cartoony head. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's different. It is different. I'm just not sure how to describe it, really.
Is it a little more heroic, would you say?
Sure. I don't know if that gives it, like, if you said that to someone, if they could figure out what that means.
I've got it. So basically, the forehead is shorter on the Takara version, so the goggles are bigger.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, his eyes are bigger. Yeah, for the Japanese version. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it is clearly different. It's just hard to describe. Paint job wise, there's not a huge amount that's different here. There's a bit more gray in places. It's a little different here and there, but it's not a big change.
A bit more of a saturated blue. I have noticed that a lot of these Takara decos, they just shoot rather than the silver plastic or the metallic plastics and paint on the Hasbro ones. They've gone for just much more heavily saturated colors instead.
I guess trying to push it towards that animation cell style, which is fine.
I get it. It's understandable. It's just something that I just thought it was worth just.
Oh yeah, it's also way more preferable than what they were doing before with the metallic paint. Way more. As an extra vehicle, he comes with the weird hover car that becomes the weird tank
and
battle station thing.
Gun thing.
Yeah, the sled gun looks weird, but fine. Not one of the best ones. I still think that the weird car thing's quite fun, but it's all right. It's not a massive upgrade, but it does look more accurate.
I would say the actual sculpt itself is pretty solid as a robot to do stuff with. The only real issue is the rotor blades on the back of the arms can be awkward.
Is it just they get in the way of you fiddling around with stuff?
They can get in the way, but they're not very big, which is both a bit of a positive and a negative, because some people would prefer them to be a little bigger. But
they probably could do with being bigger, right?
Yeah, but they do the job, and for pylons they're on do extend them out far enough. They're not always clumping into stuff. So
the retro card version has the Japanese head. And then weird paint, like on the nose cone, they've got extra silver paint, but they don't have any paint around the frame of the cockpit. So it's just one big translucent bit.
That's much more for G1 toy. But and the guns it's weird because one thing to point out about Halbrow's guns is they're all coloured plastic that's been painted on all versions. But whereas the others, they've painted, at least the gun barrels were in metallic, and then the body in either metallic or a darker colour for the Takara one. Here, the guns are painted in the same grey as the rest of them, which is a very G1 toy thing. It's just very.
Here's a question: are they painted? Are they molded grey, or are they molded blue and then painted grey? Because the handle is blue.
That's
for some reason. Because it would be fucking crazy to mold them blue and then paint them grey. And why would you paint the handle blue?
I would have sworn that's what they'd done, but looking at that gun from this angle, they would have had no reason to paint the interior of the gun grey. So
So they
That must be
then
grey
painted.
plastic. For they painted the handle and those little bars blue.
Yeah, because
That's-
aren't the little bars the things that you use to push together to make it the seat, or is that a different part that does that?
They are part of that mechanism. Yeah.
Yeah. So why?
That's-
Why paint those
that's
parts of the
So
gun?
weird. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, the fact that they've done it in just the grey plastic is not as nice because it's just like the guns are grey and the wings are grey, and is like when he's holding them in robot mode, there's just grey holding grey. It's at least the silver made it a little bit more visually interesting. So it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, it's odd.
I'm
Very odd.
more and more confused by this retro card line with what they were thinking with the paint schemes. But I don't think Highbrow got a redo into anything, oddly enough. Doesn't say he did.
People thought he was retooled into Windblade, but I'm not entirely sure he will, because she's not listed as one of his retools.
I'm pretty sure that was Scourge, oddly enough. Because they have that weird, you know, where you grab the torso and the lower legs and you just like pull, and there's just this big bar connecting the torso and the legs. I think it's Scourge that's the base there. Did I just miss off that? Let's have a quick look at the Scourge page. Oh, it doesn't say. I'm pretty sure it was Windblade, though. Where is Windblade here in the list?
She's in the last wave. So wave...
second last wave, wave 5.
Wave 5, yeah.
So, we're not going to talk about it too much, but now I'm just like interested to know if it mentions who she was done from. Retool. Oh, no, it does. It says Windblade is an extensive retool of Deluxe class Highbrow. So why didn't it fucking mention that on a Highbrow's page?
Yeah, why?
It didn't mention that, did it? Because we both looked and I
No.
didn't see it, and I don't think you saw it either. Why? Why wouldn't you mention it?
Yeah, that's yeah.
You're fucking stupid. All right, well, we may as well talk about Windblade then. One job. So yeah, I didn't know that this is certainly a extensive retool, because I didn't realize it was made out of Highbrow. So the Windblade, this came after the...
It's weird, they don't have a legacy version either.
No, they do. It's just up. You have to scroll up. It's above.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, you have to go into the Legends section, which was before the Titans Return section. Who formatted this page? Who? You silly people. But yeah, this came after the Weird Generations version. So the first version. I think this was the second version of the figure.
Yeah.
No, it was the third, because there was the RID version that came before this.
Oh, yes, there was, yeah.
So then there was this version, and she is a rather well-built lady, shall we say. She does not have a very feminine form. I do like the jet mode. I think the jet mode's very nice, although it does have a bit of under kibble. It's not the prettiest underneath, to be honest. From above, it looks pretty good, though. Nice and chunky.
I mean, we've had a lot worse jets. We've had a lot better jets.
Yes.
It's a solid jet.
This is way more fun to transform than the Generations one. I'd say the RID one's better than this, though, in some ways. I don't like the weapons. I don't like the weapons she comes with. She comes with swords that mush together to be a weird seat thing, which is crap.
Hasbro weapons are terrible.
Yes, they're not good at all, unfortunately.
Which is why I shall sing her praises when we get to it of the legacy version.
Yeah,
that's what I got.
Oh, did you not get this version?
No, because I saw it and I was like, I don't like those swords. And then I saw the listing for the Takara and it's like, righto.
Yeah, otherwise it's perfectly okay.
Yeah,
it's not great.
She does suffer from that habit they have with fembots of giving her very thin arms.
Yes, and
very thin wrists.
Open fucking hands. That's how you know she's a woman.
They're
open
back.
Hands.
Isn't
the new Nautica figure one of the few female bots that has closed fists? I'm pretty sure I mentioned that when I saw her, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, other things that they've retooled the lower legs entirely, so they're still no rocker, but they're not as chunky as Highbrow's feet were. So that's
like everything's redone. I don't see anything that's not completely different from a highbrow, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just our thighs, if anything, that are left over. Everything else,
Maybe.
pretty much. And even then, that's probably just because of how the legs. Well, even the legs don't even transform the same way highbrows do.
No. It's like, this is why when you said like, is she based off highbrow? I'm like, no. What? What do you mean? And it's like, yeah, it doesn't look like it transforms from highbrow. It doesn't look like it shares any parts from highbrow. I don't know where any of the DNA of highbrow is meant to be on this mold. It's probably very small and superficial. Maybe it's just like, I don't know. I don't even know.
But like you say, unlike the Generations release, much nicer to transform.
Yes.
And when you get to the Takara version, you get a much nicer set of weapons.
Yeah, this is the one I got as well. You get her, I guess it's the Generation Sword, or if it's not, it's very similar to it.
It is the Generation Sword. I can't remember if it comes with the scabbard. I think it comes with the scabbard because that plugs in.
Yes, it does. It goes on the underside, right?
Yeah.
Or between the legs, one of the two.
It's one of the two, yeah.
It's something. And then for some reason, comes with a Target Master.
Yeah.
You can't see I'm shrugging. It's like, yeah, okay. And this is obviously like a few years later, Hasbro would attempt to do it for the Siege line, but their Target Masters were shit in comparison to these ones, because these ones have not the best articulation, but like knees, hips, shoulders, and some of them had a waist joint as well.
The proportions and the way they transform are just so much nicer.
Yeah, their only downside is, for some reason, and I don't know why, the gun barrel, that whole part that flips over the head, is translucent plastic, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it.
But midway, I think it was midway through the Titan's Return redecos in Legacy, Takara started putting in Target Masters.
For some reason, just like here and there.
Some of them were with the correct characters, so Hot Rod and Cup and the Decepticon trio got their respective partners in their releases. Others were filling in, so Double Header, I think, came with the gun for Blur.
Yes.
It was either him or their release of not Twin Twist, the other one.
Topspin.
Yes.
I think
one
you're
of
right.
those one of those two came with Blur's Target Master.
For some reason.
And one of the Decepticons came with Fraker for Scourge.
I can't remember who came with that.
They got weird, some of those releases, and it's the really annoying bit is that if Hasbro just got these molds from Takara and just do it as
like a gift set, right?
Yes, just give us a set of all the G1 Target Masters.
Yeah.
That haven't. Fill out the roster for everyone who's got those figures already. That would sell.
Well, they did their own versions, sort of, for Siege, but they just made them worse and crappy for some reason.
I mean, they're much more toyetic, those ones. So they're bigger than the Takara ones.
Less parts.
Less parts. The engineering is simpler, so because they're intended to be more durable. Because they were sold as a basic accessory pack on shelves, so they were. It's different release format. So the Takara ones are just very much more premium. They're aimed at a different sort of buyer. They know who they're selling to with a lot of these, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas the Hasbro ones, they were clearly aiming another way, and it's just unfortunate that way didn't really work the way they thought it would.
And they didn't do all Target Masters because they also did the weird animals as well, which no one really liked.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. Yeah. But back on Windblade, the colors are different, but not massively different. It's just, again, a little bit nicer and tighter and nicer looking as you would expect. So, Windblade. There we go.
It was nice to get a decent alternate take on her.
Yeah, I would agree. Shall we do one more and then call it a night?
I think we can do one more.
All right. We'll do the last one for tonight, which is Mind Wipe, who's had a few versions, oddly enough. So again, I remember seeing Mind Wipe and being very disappointed with his colors, especially in bat mode, because he's very, 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 very purple.
Oh, yes.
For some reason. Also had a lot of rubbery plastic on him. The tips of his wings were rubbery plastic, and then his robot bat wings, because he had extra bat wings, were also rubbery plastic as well.
Well, they don't want to see any spiky things that could harm a small child.
But his wings weren't spiky. Well, maybe his robot wings were, but his big bat wings?
I mean, they've got a little bit of a point to them.
Yeah, but nothing bad, though. It's crazy.
I mean, honestly, you poke yourself in the eye once and you don't do it again. It's simple. You let them learn.
You think so? I guess not. And it's a shame because I mostly think the way that this transforms is quite interesting because the wings just kind of fold around on themselves. And if that wingtip was solid plastic, I think it would have a better connection to the inside of the leg rather than it almost feeling like it mushes in.
I do remember the legs never quite feeling 100% secure, you know? You always thought, is that gonna...
I mean, they were fine, but they just didn't... It didn't feel as nice as you're like, if it was solid plastic, you know, it probably would clip in there a bit better, you know? I don't know. But overall, I like this figure, and like I say, I thought the transformation was reasonably interesting for it as well. It's probably... Is he? It's probably my favorite out of the Decepticon headmasters, I think, in terms of how he transforms from one thing to another.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, he's probably got the least wrong with him compared to the others.
Yeah, like no parts of him, well, maybe they will now, but I was going to say no parts of him just break over time, like Weird Wolves, but that might be a lie. I can't say that for sure anymore, to be honest. But I like him.
Mine's been on the shelf with his compatriots for well over a decade now, so I dread to imagine what that's like.
And the Japanese version, again, better paint, as the wings are now red on the inside and purple on the outside. So when you turn him into the robot mode, the legs turn purple instead of being red. He's got a darker brown for his bat parts, so the head's darker brown. The little hands on top of the wings are darker brown as well. He has the new robot face. I didn't really love the robot face that they gave him here. It was more accurate, but I was never fond of the Japanese face that was done, to be honest.
I appreciate they've given him the gun in black rather than purple plastic from the other one.
That's better.
I didn't know they recolored his forearms. That's interesting.
Yeah, they again tried to get him more accurate to what he looked like. He also comes with what we assumed was Squeeze Play's gun, but this time in black and red compared to Skull Crunchers, which was purple and red, or purple and pink, or something like that. So this is a better, more sinister looking version of that.
Odd that they've given two Decepticon headmasters the same
gun thing,
sidekick thing.
I'm guessing they wanted to keep the kind of evil looking animal things together, I guess, because Weird Wolf has ape faces, so maybe it's that. The only other part that's worth mentioning is his Wolverine claw thingy gun, which also turns into a kind of crappy tail for the bat mode. But I like this mold. I think it's neat. It's got decent articulation. The accessories are good as well. I'm not a big fan of the extra bat wings, as I mentioned. They just kind of hang out on the back of the bat mode because you can't really do anything with them. They're just there.
It's a bit of a shame that they don't interact with the alt mode very much.
No, they literally just hang out on the back. And for some reason, the shoulders are a different purple from his forearms. They're more pinky for whatever reason. I don't know why. I was going to call him Hellbat. It's not Hellbat. It's Mind Wipe. Different one. Do you have any thoughts on Mind Wipe?
No, I'm glad that they.
Do you? Oh, which one? Sorry, which one do you have? Do you have the Legends of the American?
I only have the Hasbro release of him.
Ah, okay.
The first one.
Fair enough.
Because a lot of these I kind of grabbed as they
As it
hit
came
our
out.
shelves.
Yeah. I mean, makes sense.
Before the Legends got announced, and then I realized my mistake and had a moment.
They also did, for Legends, for Japan, they used this mold and turned him into the Optimus Primal Bat.
Oh, yeah, the Convo Bat.
Convo Bat. Yeah, great idea. Fantastic idea. They didn't do a huge amount of retooling. The only retooling they did was they changed the faceplate to an Optimus Primal Bat face. And otherwise, they just used the mold, gave him wheeljack swords from Transformers Prime, oddly enough.
Yeah, and in fact, I think they may have just used the head from the Titans Return Optimus Prime.
Oh, here's a question, because you might be right. Are the extra dark gray bits, are they molded or are they painted? Because they look like they might just be painted.
It's the Infinitus, so that's the head from Sentinel Prime.
No way. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, it's not bad. It's not a bad idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
it's a great use of varied parts, you know.
It's weird that Hasbro didn't do this, because this is like the Convo Bat and the Megatron Crocodile were the first Beast Wars figures. They were the preview figures. So it's weird that Hasbro's never kind of like, I don't think they've ever acknowledged them in any kind of toy form after the original ones, have they?
Not to my knowledge, no.
No.
Takara have done, but Hasbro, no. They've been much more reticent to do that.
Yeah. And I think it looks good. I mean, it's not a figure that I'm like, oh, I really want this figure, but I appreciate it, and I think the idea of it's nice.
It's the sort of figure, it would work. It would look really good on the shelf alongside that. You know, they did the Monster Hunter Prime.
Yes.
As one of the crossovers. It would stand really nicely with some of those sort of figures, you know? If you're doing like a Council of Prime, you need a Prime looking figure.
Yeah.
It's an expensive way to add an extra rando, but it works.
Didn't this come with like the Megatron head as well? Because I'm sure they did a Megatron head, but I can't. Do you know the Megatron alligator head? Yes, they did. Yes, if you look above the Legends thing, it says the Amazon Showdown Convo Bat versus Megatron. But then it says 99. In Japan, Convo Bat was available in the Amazon Showdown multi-pack with Megaligator, and then you click on the Megaligator link, and then it takes you to. For some reason, it's not linked within that pack because it did come with that Convo Bat.
Yeah.
So this Megatron head from the Crocodile is in that set, but for some reason, it's not in the little description for the Convo Bat.
Huh.
Fuck's sake. At least I didn't see it, at least. Maybe it was.
That's actually a really
no, it's not. I don't see it. Yeah.
Megatron head.
Yeah, it's just a shame that I think the idea here is you're meant to get this Megatron head and just pluck it on Skullgrin. No, Skull Cruncher, sorry.
And you know what? That's the head from Titans Return Galvatron they've used. That's that's quite a that works. Yeah,
it's not perfect because that Crocodile Megatron had a very distinct head, so this doesn't really work for that. But it's like whatever, fine. This was an extra thing that you got with the figure with Convo Bat, fine.
And the Apex arms, which is adorable.
The Apex arms, which is that?
It's the ape face.
Oh, there it is.
Titans Return Time Master vehicle, but redecoed as
Optimal Optimus. That's right. Yeah. Again, not on the page with Convo Bat. It's not linked together with that for some reason. Yeah. But yes, you're quite right. It did come with that, and I like this little mold, and the fact that they did it into Optimal Optimus, it looks pretty good. It's pretty funny. It's a neat little cute thing where you go, oh, it's nice.
I just want to pinch his little cheeks.
Yeah, it's like it's a great idea.
It's so adorable.
Yeah.
Do you remember Perfect Effects did their Optimal Optimus when they did him two little sidekick Optimal Optimuses that turned into hammers as well as apes? And
that's right.
Incredibly goofily adorable, and it's like, oh, They're so cute. Help! They're beating me to death. They're so adorable.
Mr. White says this episode, the lads getting increasingly peeved with TF Wiki. I just wish it was consistent. I wish I wish all the things that came with the figure were listed with that figure. Just have a line that said it also came with this and it also came with this, because it does that sometimes, but for some reason not everything.
It's surely not asking that much, is it?
I don't know. The second last of the redos of the Mind Wipe figure was the weird horror crossover where they made him into Dracula. Yes. For good reason. This is weird. It has some new parts to it, but for the most part, it's the same figure. The hands are new. There's a new chest plate for the robot mode, and there's a new head or Titan Master part there as well. And then he also comes with a material cape.
I mean, it's goofy as hell, but I kind of love that they actually replicated Drac in that signature Bela Lugosi tuxedo with cape. As a robot.
I think the thing that I don't like is I don't like his big Dumbo silver ears.
Yeah.
That they look a bit weird. It's like there's some people's ears who just like horizontally outwards. They just poke outwards, and they're not like
you can't help but notice them.
Yeah, you look at them and you're like, on a windy day, you're just slowed down, aren't you? You can't run nearly as fast as you could before.
I mean, now you've pointed these out, I can't stop looking at them.
Yeah, and I can. The reason I noticed it is because the ear on the right side is in front of the black cape, so it becomes even more noticeable.
Yeah,
it's weird. Maybe it doesn't look as bad in person. That could be a thing. But just like looking at it, it's like, But you're right. For a like Bela Lugosi Dracula, it's an interesting idea.
I mean, they've got that high collar for the cape around the head.
That's a new part, I think, as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's very. You're buying this because you know what the deal is.
Yes.
But I think that a lot of. If you showed this to someone in the robot mode, they could probably, if you told them it was Dracula, they'd go, "Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's cool."
It does suffer from there's not much color on the robot. I think the bat looks more interesting because he's got the red wings and stuff.
Yeah.
Where Bela Lugosi Dracula bot is just mostly black and then a couple of bits of white here and there. Yes, I like the transition effect on the gun from the red tip to the black gun. That's kind of nice.
A bit more of that would have been nice, but it would also have been a little counterintuitive to the spirit of what they were going
Agreed.
for.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but I do agree. For bat, that red, pinkish color they've used on the interior of the wings against the black framework, as well as the. I know they've had to use the cape material somewhere, but it actually works kind of well how they've integrated it, I think.
You must be able to take the cape off, though, surely.
You must think so.
Yeah, because I would definitely, in bat mode, I would definitely take the cape off because it would look better with it off, I think.
Yeah, although it does kind of lean into the more comedic shtick of vampires into bats, so they still have the cape in their bat form.
Yeah, sometimes, I think I remember that more like in Scooby-Doo episodes, right, where they do that.
Yes. Yeah. But no, as a crossover, it's fun, and you know what? That's what these should be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I dig it.
And then, for shits and giggles, he was done heavily retooled, of course, into Squeeze Play, or Cancer, if you want to call him that way. And this one is, once again, not as... it's derpy, but I think the robot mode is better than Horribles, but the weird snake creature thing looks odd, very odd.
I mean, I'm looking at the G1 toy, and that is...
So this version, the Legacy United version, to me looks like the child of the G1 toy, like because he's got no shoulders and he's got really tiny stumpy legs. He looks like a baby. He looks like he's looking for his mum to hold his hand.
Yes,
versus a terrifying monster.
Yeah, all the curves on the arms.
Yeah.
slash legs of that one, which is weird because the legs actually are really nice on the robot mode because he's
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
decent ankle rocker in there.
Yeah, and like I say, the
So-
robot mode is pretty decent. It's maybe a little bit too slender for squeeze play. Maybe it should be a little bit thicker. But I don't mind that. It's not terrible. It's just really the monster mode where you just look at it and you're like, I'm not scared of this. It's like, are you scared of Godzilla? Yes, I'm scared of Godzilla. Are you scared of Godzuki? No.
No.
And this feels more Godzuki than Zilla, at least to me.
It really does. I mean, points for effort though for even attempting to take mind wipe and turn him to squeeze play. Who would have thought to try that?
Yeah, and it's again, it's better than Horrible. As Horrible look, it doesn't look like a child. Horrible looks just wrong. This looks like baby version, but I guess at least in the same spirit as what it should be. So I do prefer this overall, and like you say, to be able to get mind wipe a bat. And like the legs are completely different, so that changes the entire silhouette of how things kind of turn out. It looks good.
And points for the fact that they've given him Browning as well.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. Yeah, like that's like as close to a real gun that Transformers have ever really had as an accessory, mostly apart from Megatron. Well, even the Megatron, he comes with the barrel extension on him most of the time when you get him.
He's the man from Uncle Gun, which I still find hilarious.
Yeah.
That's what Megatron is.
Oh, I guess it's worth mentioning he's not using the squeeze play head. He had a new faceplate mold for that as done as well, rather than the one used from Titan's Return, because that's not the same head that came out originally for the small guys.
I hadn't realised that.
I assume that's probably the case with Horrible as well, but I think it's harder to tell with Horrible.
Yeah, going more for the Kara look than the hell. I'm trying to think which is more Kara.
I mean, this looks more accurate to how he looked in the cartoon, at least. I can't remember what the. I think it's.
It's nice if you bought into the Titan's Return line and eventually you picked up this figure, you will have some options available to you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If you do have the extra squeeze play head, you could just put the extra squeeze play in his torso, I guess.
That's
forever.
True, yeah.
And a squeeze play and squeeze play on squeeze play. So, like I say, it's a weird, wonky thing, but at least the robot mode's good. Where I don't like Horrible's robot mode, and I don't like his bull mode. So, Fangry, I think Fangry is the best out of them, but we'll get to Fangry when we get to Fangry, I suppose.
Yeah, as ever, though, the biggest issue is the fact that you have to buy
a 4-pack.
Yeah. I mean, his one's a little less egregious because I think what's coming is Tarantulas, no, that's not great. Cliff Jumper and another version of Tarn. If you haven't already got Tarn, this wasn't a bad box set to pick him up in.
True, yeah.
And that Prime Cliff Jumper.
Well, hang on, it wasn't Tarn though. It was the
Cyberverse version of Tarn.
Yeah, so it was a slightly different Tarn. Yeah. And to be fair, I remember that Tarn, because I have the standard Tarn. He is not good QC wise. He's loosey-goosey. And I think most people's were loosey-goosey.
From this particular box, or
no, just the standard, that's one.
That's interesting because my Tarn has always been fairly decent. I felt.
I bet if you grabbed him and just shook him left and right, his legs would go left and right pretty quickly.
Yeah.
He's not he'll fall over, but I'm almost guarantee you that he's pretty loose. And that's how he came as well.
Yeah, might have to dig him out at some point and see if that's the case.
That's why I got one of the KOs, the upscaled one. He's almost too tight in some places. He's got that kind of squeak to him.
I still have the MMC Tarn on one of my shelves.
I mean, that's a good one, to be fair.
Yeah. I've only got 2 of them as a DJ Diva. I still need to pick up the rest of the team, and the expensive ones I need to pick up, which is...
well, that's where we'll leave it for today, I think. I think we've covered everything that we need to cover, Law.
Yeah.
We've got more.
I mean, we made a good inroads, I think.
I think so. We can definitely cover more next time, I would say. So where can people find you on the internet, Big D, if you want them to find you and all that jazz?
Oh, I don't hide. I'm everywhere as David Kelly, so if my opinions have offended, come come at me, bro, as they
Oh my
say.
god.
Otherwise, I'm an occasional contributor over at uganime.net, where I'm one of those mech heads. With Mr. Gruff over on the Fluff and Hammer, I'm his regular sidekick on the Patreon exclusive Deeper Dive show.
Side piece.
Sidekick. Don't be getting jealous now, Andy.
He is side piece.
He has love enough in his heart for two.
No, he doesn't.
And then with our esteemed Mr. White, I'm one of the two-man crew of Fluff and Busters, where we find a film and record a good old commentary track for it, because we love that sort of thing. Hardware just went out, where Mr. White was joined by Mr. Gruff. So that should be a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to that, The Matrix is out as well. And I think we're going to try and get at least a couple more in the can in the next couple of weeks. So a nice little run of material on its way. So that's me.
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decayed Andy. I stream a lot of Mech Warrior at the moment. With you and the daddy. We're doing.
Yes, I need to jump back in because I have an idea for that Thunderbolt, unless Daddy's co-opted it.
No, we've got other mechs now at this point.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, we picked up some other stuff. You can also find it. Well, we do the Moonbase 2 on a Sunday at 9:30 in the evening UK time. If you want to come and join us, we're on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. We're on ccbunker.weebly.com. You want to go to find us that way. Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You can find us just searching that mostly. We will be here next week, maybe to do the news, maybe not to do the news. I don't know.
Who knows?
It depends. I might call on you again, Big D. It really depends on like what's going down news-wise, if you're down for stuff.
I'm sure I can be wrangled into nattering about something if nothing else occurs.
All right, neat. Well, until next time, thanks everybody for coming on by. We'll see you next week for something.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.